Hello everybody, Spinster Spin here, and as you probably know, today we're going to be talking about My Little Pony Generation 6, and possible rumors that My Little Pony Generation 5 will be canceling in 2025 or in 2026. Honestly though, we're about to go over my thoughts and share some of the evidence and what my opinions are in My Little Pony brand as a whole, and what literally is Hasbro trying to do. Before we start, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you gently tap on the like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Also, make sure you subscribe. That way you won't miss out any new videos such as this one. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump in right in the video. As you probably know, every time in a new year or probably a decade, Hasbro would eventually reboot My Little Pony. The same happened with Generation 1 when they eventually decided to make a new reboot for Generation 3. And by then, they eventually made their way to Generation 4 after the years of Generation 3. They moved on and made Generation 4. And immediately it became a hit with fans, and we all know the story of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. But then we get to Generation 5. Honestly though, when I first look at Generation 5, the movie wasn't that bad. It was actually good. They did fully reveal that they were setting up Generation 5 as a sequel to Generation 4, and that we're solely focusing on the characters. And I love how Sunny Star Scout's character arc was made, and it's just so amazing. And it made me which made me fall in love with Sunny's character as a whole. But then it eventually got a whole lot worse when we get to Make Your Mark. The Make Your Mark series was just terrible. The only two chapters that were really good for me, in my opinion, is Chapter 2 and possibly Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is a little weak, but I guess Chapter 4 was a little good, but the rest of the other chapters suck. They suck pretty bad. And we did find out that Chapter 6 is eventually the last chapter of My Little Pony Make Your Mark. And they solely focus on My Little Pony Tell Your Tale. Because Season 1 was such a success, but by the time when we get to Season 2, it was somewhat of a success until we got one underperformed special, that being Blocky Walkies. And because of this, people have been getting rumors that Hasbro is going to pull the cord on Generation 5 and immediately start a new reboot. How do we know this? Well, some insiders say that because, if we haven't noticed, when we saw Twilight Sparkle in Chapter 2, Hasbro got a lot of trouble with Discovery Family for using Twilight. But then things changed when we find some rumors that there was a deal between Discovery Family and Hasbro, and that deal is about to expire, meaning that Hasbro officially has all the characters from the original series of Friendship is Magic back into their possession, which immediately gives them somewhat of a green flag, if you will, that they can reuse those old characters. Which we did see some of the Mexican brand marketing of Hasbro showing that, hey, we're going to do something called the United Ponyverse. But then it was shot down when a user by the name of M-Dash said that it is completely scrapped and that Ponyverse wouldn't happen. But then again, we did see some leaked confirmation of My Little Pony Generation 6. There was a video which I did react and watched, and I had mixed opinions about it. Then there was some art that was been released and some screenshots of the video. And honestly, I was pretty disappointed at the fact that we did have new characters of Generation 6, but for some reason, they are reusing old characters from the previous generations, G4 and G5. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like if I hate G4 and G5 it's not like I hate the characters of either G4 and G5. Like I said before in my ranking character lists video of My Little Pony, which is a tier list video, which I'll put the link down below. I did say that before, that Rainbow Dash is my favorite G4 character, and that Sunny Star Scout is my favorite G5 character. However, I was a little disappointed at the fact that we are getting both G4 and G5 characters. When I saw the video, I did realize that we did, and that in this video there are both characters of G4 and G5 that we've seen. Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, which are indeed from Generation 4, and then Misty Bright Dawn from Generation 5. I don't know what they were planning with this promotional video, but I feel like they're just trying to get a rise out of bronies, or the fact that they're trying to, trying to make it, appeasing to the fans. Bro, if you're literally going to start a reboot, like, don't reuse some of the characters. I guess it makes sense though they wanted to reuse some of those characters, because again, Twilight Sparkle was the most lovable, and along with Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, who are probably the most popular, and then Misty Bright Dawn, who's also the most likable. But again, I don't know, reusing these same old characters just makes me, it just makes me feel like something seems wrong. I don't know. But then again, people have been saying, well, I know some people in the comments will probably say, but come on, Spin, you barely gave Generation 6 a chance. Like, come on, just give it a chance. Like, wait until 2026 and give it a chance. Which I will. I'll give it somewhat of a chance. Not always. But then, that's when I realized that I noticed that they didn't done with just those 4 characters. They reused the parents from both G4 and G5. For Rainbow Dash's parents, we get Wendy Whistles and Bo Hothoof, which again, we saw in Friendship is Magic. We see Apple Biddle as Misty's dad, which we saw in both Make Your Mark and Tell Your Tale. Then we see Pinkie Pie's mom, Cloudy Quartz, that we saw again in Friendship is Magic. Then we get Twilight Velvet and Nightlight, which again, we saw in Friendship is Magic. I don't know why they're trying to, doing their best to bring back these old characters from both of those generations. I highly doubt though that if they're going to reuse the characters, I really have 100% of a doubt that they are not going to bring back the voice actresses for those roles. I don't know if they're going to bring back Tara Strong, because I highly doubt that she's never wanting to voice Twilight Sparkle again. But then again, who knows? Hasbro had brought her back to voice Twilight Sparkle and Generation 5, so I don't know what to say. And then we get, I don't know if they're going to bring Rainbow Dash voice actress Ashley Ball back. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that there was some of a chance that we did get confirmation that, Angie Libin wants Friendship is Magic back. And for some reason we did. But I don't think she would want to voice her role of Pinkie Pie again. I don't want to underestimate her, but again, having her voice back Pinkie Pie, I don't know. I don't know. I highly doubt that she will ever will, but again, like I said, it's Hasbro, so they'll just get whatever they want. So, and then finally we get Misty Bright Dawn, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna get a new voice actress. I love the voice actress for Misty Bright Dawn. Don't get me wrong, which I'll be honest, I somehow forgot her name. For some reason they have I have highly doubt that they're going to bring her back too, but again, it's Hasbro, like I say, which I'm going to say for those 3 previous ones. They're gonna do whatever they want just to use the same VAs just to voice those, to reprise their roles. And of course, when we get to with the story and the location, they are using a different version of Equestria, which I assume that takes place to a different universe, but I'm pretty upset when they're reusing some of the similar character arcs. Like, Rainbow Dash wanted to be tomboy and just all sports and brawn. Like, come on. Bro, you can just give Rainbow Dash a new character arc. There's no reason to reuse her, but again, I'm pretty sure. But then again, they're just, they're Hasbro. They love reusing same characters, same character arcs. Which, don't get me wrong, I love Rainbow Dash. Like I said, like 100 times, Rainbow Dash is my favorite character. And I guess they're reusing some of those. And I guess they're like restarting a new generation. So I guess they like a whole new My Little Pony series and making it as a reboot. I guess it makes sense why they want to reuse those characters, but come on, can you at least make new G6 characters? Like, why did you just waste your time to make new G6 characters only to use them as bullies? And only have both characters of G4 and G5 to be used as the main protagonists. Like, we already seen Twilight Sparkle and Friendship is Magic. We don't want to... Although it would be cool to see her in Gen 6, but... if you're going to do that, then just give her a new character arc at least. No need for her to reuse the same character arc. We've already seen that in Friendship is Magic. We don't want to see that again. And I understand why they wanted to use... I'm surprised that Pinkie Pie is still the same, wanting to throw a party and baking pies. And then Rainbow Dash is being sports and brawn, which I did love in Generation 4, but I don't know. Still have mixed feelings about that. And then we see Missy Brightdawn, but for some reason she has a bit of more of Fluttershy and a bit of Posy when she stepped on a flower garden, which was said in the video. And then we realize that, that they're basically, the whole main setting in Equestria, like where, the whole setting of, location, if you will, that it basically takes place in the camp somewhere in Equestria. I don't know where though, but I do know that, this camp is called Camp Cutie Mark. I don't know if that's going to be the name of this new series or what. I don't know, but basically it's just, their way of saying it. So many of those leaks are just popping all over the place, but eventually trying to post that on Twitter. But eventually we did get confirmation by both. Unfortunately, there were some users who were eventually, been blocked by specific users, which people have confirmed that it could be Hasbro, since they've been saying stuff like, this is confidential and not ready for prime time. We'll let you know about any more updates of the My Little Pony brand. Now, I have very sus vibes about those specific tweets to those other users because, this could be someone pulling a prank, or this is because, I don't know, we never seen Hasbro taking action just to shut down those people from spreading those leaks and rumors. This is just I don't know. It just feels like this is someone just either pulling a prank, or the fact that someone from Hasbro realized they could get in trouble for being so careless for having these leaks being spread out to the internet. I don't know. I'm going to keep up with more updates with Generation 6. So my thoughts on Generation 6, I think it is... I don't know. I feel like it's a little too early for a reboot because, again, we are so invested in Misty's character arc for Generation 5, we don't want it to fully move on because we are just starting with Season 2. And Season 1 just wrapped up with 51 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And we aren't fully finished with Season 2. But then again, Hasbro does have the balls to literally pull the cord on Generation 5 whenever they want. So, I mean, again, I don't think we would possibly see Generation 6. I mean, we could see some of it in 2025 from what we've heard from the rumors, and that we could fully see it in 2026 since, because from, people saying that in China 2026 is going to be the year of the horse, and My Little Pony being a horse show, a popular horse show as it is, they wanted to, start their new fresh start with Generation 6 with a new series. Honestly, though, I'm highly doubt that they're going to start with that, but then again, this is Hasbro we're talking about. They have the power to do whatever they want with Generation 5. They can pull the cord on it, or they can continue with it, or just start the reboot, or wait until like a few more years. It's just that, it's just a little too early just to start Generation 6 that quick, especially that we haven't fully been developed with Generation since we've fully involved with Generation 5 and fully invested in Misty's character arc. But there were some possible leaks that I'm pretty sure people would say, that's not possible. If we see the upcoming mini comic series called A Storm in Zephyr Heights, it's going to be a full-on crossover of G4 and G5. I am assuming that Hasbro is literally intentionally trying to do this, like trying to hint their way, hey, we're going to do Generation 4 and Generation 5 crossover in the future. All the fans should be happy about it. Woo! Then I don't know, it just makes me feel like they're really trying their best to appease the fans of both G4 and G5 as a whole, just to make them forget about Generation 5 and want to start anew with Generation 6. Like, oh yeah, we're going to start with new Generation 6. This will be the new show that everybody's going to love. But like I said, I'm going to give it a benefit of a doubt, a benefit of a chance to see how it goes. Like I said, I'm going to watch and observe, how they're going to do with Generation 6 and more leaks of Generation 6. Because again, Hasbro hasn't confirmed anything, neither on their Instagram or on Twitter, about any updates of My Little Pony, and we haven't seen any of the new specials. Like, I'll be honest, I would love to see more of those specials. It just makes me upset that we never going to get to see them, or that the fact that they could possibly be scrapped. Dude, if they were fully scrapped, I would be really, really, like, pretty sad, because we never get to see any of those specials be used. Like, come on, man. Seriously? And of course, we have to just hope that they don't pull the cord on Generation 5. Because if they do, then we don't know how many days until they fully cancel Generation 5 as a whole. I just hope they don't go with that route, but if they do, then at least Hasbro's going to... We just have to wait until Hasbro will confirm this or not, because they haven't posted anything, and they're being very shady about it. So, I don't know. I'm just feeling a whole lot of sus vibes from Hasbro right now. So anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to fully cancel Generation 5 or not? Will they start their plans on Generation 6? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Until then, it's time for me to spin out. But seriously though, I have highly doubts on Generation 6 as a whole. See ya.